All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Sabrina Kadaria. I am a tour guide here at UNH. Welcome to the live tour. So today we are going to be looking at 4 different residence halls. Hi, everyone. My name is Sabrina Kadaria. I am a tour guide here at UNH. Welcome to. So sorry about that. That was a little bit that was just a technical difficulty. But so again, we're going to be seeing 4 different residence halls, and we have 2 teams of people. So if you have any questions, we encourage you to ask us questions in the chat, and we will get back to you as soon as we can. And we have 2 different tour guides doing this for us today. The 2 people that will be bringing you around these halls are Aaron and Lauren. And behind the camera is Noah and Avery. So Lauren and Aaron, if you want to introduce yourselves. So you're muted right now, actually.
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we'll do Aaron first, and then we'll go to Lauren.
Okay, so hi guys. My name is Erin. I am an incoming senior at UNH. I am an animal science major on a pre-vet track, and I'm from Sparta, New Jersey. So I'm excited to show you guys around. And I'm Lauren. I'm going to be a junior in the fall. My major is occupational therapy, and I'm from Madbury, New Hampshire.
All right, so cool. We can get started with the tour. Let me just see. Okay. So we're going to start off at Williamson right now. If you can bring us around, Lauren.
Yeah, of course. So we're just going to start by showing you like where we are kind of on campus. So over here we have Philbrook Dining Hall. And this is like the dining hall. There's like a nice little like area to sit out here as well. Christensen Hall is one of our other all freshman dorms. And then Williamson is kind of like the twin of Christensen. They're basically like the exact same building. These halls have about 600 students, and they're both, the theme is first year students. Some of the other dorms around this area of campus is Hubbard, which is the honors dorm. And we also have the Cirques and the Minis in this section, but we can head inside here.
All right, cool. So could you talk about like your process as a freshman or first year, like with like the housing application and everything, and how you picked your first year dorm?
Yeah, so basically you just go on your housing portal and you're able to put in your top 3 choices for where you want to live on campus. And then you can also put in a roommate there. If you found a roommate on the Facebook page, if you
Okay, so the audio is kind of bad right now, but I can kind of pick up where you left off. So like the housing application is the same for everybody. So you, like she said, you pick a roommate either random, or you can go on Facebook groups and meet somebody, and then you can put them down as your first year roommate, and then you can rank your top 3 choices, and that's how you can get whatever residence hall you want. I personally lived in an all first year dorm my first year. So I really like that experience. But okay, can you talk a little bit about where you are right now, Lauren?
Yeah, so we've just come into the lounge in Williamson. So we can do a little like walk around in here. There's a lot of nice places to sit. This is kind of like where some events with your RA might go on, your resident assistant, where you can come and do homework. You can hang out with friends here. So we have like over here, there's like a nice table that you can sit at and work at, plenty of like comfortable chairs. There's this room over here too that's kind of like a little classroom setup. It's called the seminar room. Yeah. And I can talk a little bit about safety on campus too as we're walking over to the room that we're going to see in Williamson. Basically, to get into the hall, we swiped this ID, and then every student will have their own ID, and it has all of like, it gets you into only your own building. And then every dorm kind of has a different, they have a different way to get into the building. So for Williamson, we have a key. And then for some of the other dorms, it's kind of like a code that you put in right on the door, or you'll have somewhere to swipe your ID card. So here's one of the dorm rooms in Williamson, and it would look very similar in Christensen as well. So this room, every room that a residence hall on campus comes with a desk and a chair. It also comes with a bed, and in a lot of the halls too, the beds can be raised or lowered. And then everyone comes with a place to keep your clothes. So a closet like this, and then also drawers to keep clothes as well. So this one is kind of like built in here, but they're all like free space to keep stuff. And there's also storage up here as well.
So I know for this,
there's one for each roommate.
So I know for this dorm specifically, you can't loft your beds only because there's not the structure too. But your first year, did you end up lofting your bed or did you leave it on the ground? What did you end up doing?
So I lived in Stoke Hall, which is our largest residence hall on campus. It has about 600 students. And I put my bed in like the middle. So I did it kind of an in-between loft. So I had plenty of storage space underneath my bed. But then it wasn't all the way up. So like my desk wouldn't fit under it or anything, but storage space underneath, kind of a halfway.
Yeah. And how did you decorate your room as a first year student? What did you bring?
I brought a lot of pictures, and I think that was definitely one of the main things that helped to make my room feel like home, was having a lot of pictures on the walls. And I also had some string lights too. So that was kind of nice to be able to have like some like less harsh lighting during like the evening or even in the middle of the day too. So I would definitely recommend bringing pictures and string lights.
Yeah, for my first year, I brought a lot of decorations. I actually ended up not using a lot of them because I just realized that if I didn't decorate my room like that at home, I probably wouldn't end up putting those same decorations on at school. So I think that's like a really big rule of thumb, is that if you don't use it at home, chances are you're probably not going to use it at school. But something that I definitely would bring is shower caddy and shower shoes. That's something that I don't use at home, but use a lot at school.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah.
All right. So do you have anything else to say about Williamson at all?
I can talk a little bit more about safety. So I did talk about the ID card and how Williamson has a key, but on campus, we also have a lot of other safety options as well and safety things in place. So we have the blue light system, and that's basically wherever you are on campus, you can press the blue lights and it'll connect you to the police and somebody will come to your location. We also have a text alert system, so parents and students can be on that together, and it'll tell you about any events, any like inclement weather, any larger things going on campus. We have a few safety apps too, so like you can have your friend connect to it as well, and they can see the time that you get home at. Do you have anything else to add about safety, Sabrina?
I think you got it all. I think you
Awesome.
hit everything. So now we can head over to Erin at Sawyer, but thank you so much, Lauren. We'll see you in a little bit.
Awesome. Thank you. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Just let me know if the connection gets iffy or something.
Yeah, I will.
So hi guys, again, my name is Erin. Just to orient yourself here right in front of Sawyer. So Main Street is right down there with our lovely Thompson Hall in the background. Across the street, we do have President James Dean's house, and then our Paul College of Business as well. And then if you go further down Garrison Ave, we do have Stoke Hall, like Lauren was saying, which is our biggest resident hall. And then obviously lovely Sawyer Hall. I am going to show you guys Sawyer. So our other tour guide that's helping me out today, her name is Avery. We actually lived as random roommates together our first year in Sawyer Hall. So I think when I speak for both of us, like Sawyer has a very special place in our hearts. So I'm just going to show you guys a room inside, the lounges. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the chat and I can definitely answer them. All right. So to get into the building, you do have, you use your student ID and you do swipe in like that. And here we are into the entrance of Sawyer. So here in Sawyer, it's kind of special. We do have two lounges. Sawyer Hall is about 150 students, so on the smaller side. So we do have like kind of the activities lounge. This is where a lot of our socials take place. Ping pong table, fireplace, piano, TV. Avery and I actually spent quite some time in this lounge. We used to watch The Bachelor with our RHD on Mondays, so that was a lot of fun. And then over across the hall in this lounge, this is kind of our study lounge. So another fireplace, which is really, really nice. And you are able to use the fireplaces. And then we have some tables, some chairs, a whiteboard that you can do your studying at. And that's pretty much it for our lounges. We do have a little foosball table in that corner. That's not set up right now just because it is the summer, but it is usually set up. Sabrina, are there any questions about like so far about Sawyer?
There are no questions at the current moment, but
Awesome.
before you go into your room, I just wanted to ask you, like, kind of what your first year experience was like in Sawyer, because I know it was the first residence hall that you were living in.
Yeah. So I know it's different for everyone, but I am so thankful that I was able to live in Sawyer my first year. So Sawyer is freshman through senior. And me and Avery are actually transfer students, so we did get placed into Sawyer as a transfer student, but there were still a lot of freshmen that did live here, and a lot of sophomores that lived in here as well. So here at UNH we have resident advisors, so your RAs. Those are going to be undergraduate students at UNH, and they kind of like take care of all the daily stuff. They put on socials for you guys, make sure everyone's safe. I like to equivalent our RAs to like a big brother or your big sister. So if you would go to your big brother or big sister with any problems or questions, you would go to your RA too. And then here, which is something unique to UNH, we do have something called our RHDs, so our resident hall directors. Those are usually graduate students of UNH, or they're not in college at the moment. They're not in undergrad, so they are older. That is a full-time position, and they live in like an apartment in every single dorm year round. So our RHD for Sawyer, his name is Zach, and he's still here today, 3 years later. And he really made this place really, really wonderful. He went above and beyond with everything. So props to Zach if he's watching this. I don't know if he is, but he's absolutely wonderful. And all the socials that he put on. So like him and the RAs would do like escape rooms, which is really cool. We would do bonfires in the backyard. We would do like rock painting in the front yard by the picnic table. So they really did go above and beyond here at Sawyer, and they really do at every single residence hall as well.
Cool. So you can move on and show the room and how it's set
Yeah,
up.
sure. We will definitely go see that. So here in Sawyer, so we do have singles, doubles, and triples. Me and Avery were placed in a triple in Sawyer. Yeah, so just walking around. Sawyer does have communal bathrooms. So we like to say that that's like a traditional kind of hall that has like singles, doubles, and triples, and then also the communal bathrooms. Right across the way, we do have laundry, and in our next hall that we are going to show you, I'm going to go into laundry a little bit more. But right now, we are going to show you a single. So to get into Sawyer, so it's different for every residence hall. Like you guys saw in Williamson, there was a key. Here, it's a specific passcode for just your room. So you would enter that in. We just didn't do that to save time. But this is a single in Sawyer. So as you can see, very, very spacious. You have the beautiful, nice bay windows right here. Comes with a bed, a closet, a dresser, and a desk. So very, very spacious for a single. I haven't, like, even living in a triple in Sawyer, I haven't had any issues with space at all. I can't really speak for Avery, but I think that we were totally fine with having like the space that we did have. Like everyone was very comfortable in our year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sold on this single. This is
Yeah.
the nicest single I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's super nice.
Yeah, so how did you decorate your room, and like what did you bring to UNH when you were first coming?
So how we decorated our room, we all kind of brought our own things. We definitely had some twinkle lights in there.
I highly recommend bringing a microwave and a mini fridge. You can get them through the school, but we decided to bring our own. So that is definitely a must. I think if you're going to be living in dorm life, it's definitely a microwave and a mini fridge. We also had an area rug in our room. I could say the one thing that's also a must is a mattress pad. You definitely want to invest in a good one because you're going to be sleeping in that bed every single night. You're going to want the best kind of sleep that you can get, especially when all you have to do is like studying and everything. So definitely also bring a mattress pad. But I think that like our room was like very, very cozy. I absolutely like loved coming back from class and like especially on rainy days with the windows like this, and it was just so calming and so nice. Yeah.
Well, that's so awesome. Do you have anything else to add before we move on to Gibbs?
No, I think I am all set. Are there any questions in the chat, Sabrina?
I not no no
Okay, all set.
questions.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
So moving on, let's get back to Lauren.
Awesome. Serena, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So right now we're in the lower quad. We have a few halls here. So this is Gibbs, this is Hunter, and that's Engelhart over there. And this is our upper quad as well. So outside of this dorm too, we have a lot of like nice space to sit and hang out outside. That's kind of outside of all of the dorms. There's like a nice little like green space to sit and hang out. Behind Gibbs, actually, there is a basketball court and a volleyball court because and outside of a lot of the dorms are as well, but Gibbs specifically has an active lifestyle focus. So that's one of our themed housing options. Some of our other themed housing options are there's an arts community in the minis. There's a College of Engineering and Physical Science residential learning community, and that's located in Handler and Hubbard. We also have the honors dorm in Hubbard, and then transfer housing in the Woodsides. Does anyone have any questions about themed housing? There's more options online as well, but
yeah, could you talk about the gender inclusive housing and like where you can find that?
yeah, so gender inclusive housing is available in Alexander and in Divine, if I'm correct. And then the gender inclusive housing, there's gender inclusive bathrooms. There's gender inclusive bathrooms in all of our halls as well. Yeah, do you have anything to add about that, Sabrina?
No, you can move on.
Okay, great. So we can head inside Gibbs and we're gonna show another room in here. And this building is the same. You would swipe in with your student ID. Come in here. Gibbs Hall actually also has like an intramural focus too. So like there'll be sometimes like with this hall, they'll do like an intramural team within the hall. We're gonna walk in this way. We'll be able to see
All right, so you're cutting out just a little bit right now.
Yeah. So this is one of our rooms. This has like the keypad that you would do your code on, and then you just press this and it would open for you. This is a double room. So this is kind of what we were talking about earlier, like a half lofted bed almost. So if you were to put it all the way up here, then it would be fully lofted. And then this is like one that's like lower down. So you can kind of pick and choose where you want it based on like whatever you think would be best for you and like for storage wise as well. This dorm has a closet. So this closet is like sliding door. And so there's two sides to it. So you and your roommate would each get one side of this. And there's nice like shelves up here to put extra stuff on. And then like just with the other dorms, it comes with the same bed, like bureau to keep clothes in, desk with chair. And then there's usually like some sort of place to keep your towels hung up. And there's always a recycling bin that comes with the dorms too.
Yeah, I know one of the years that I was living here, I lofted my bed to the top. So I put my desk and my dresser underneath. That way I just had more room for other things. And I loved having it like that. And I really like how these beds are like customizable because if I don't feel like using a step stool to get on my bed, I can make it so it's lofted all the way down. And I really just like how I can just choose whatever I want to do with the bed.
Yeah, I've even seen some people put like a hammock under their lofted bed
Yeah.
too, or even like a couch under there sometimes. So whatever you have to put in the space, you can kind of make it your own in that way.
Exactly. So can you just discuss like your roommates like situation your first year?
Yeah, so I met my roommate off of the Facebook page freshman year, and we got along great. It was really awesome. Through the socials in my hall, I was able to meet a lot of other people too. So that was nice because even when you're living on a floor like that, where you do have like you're in a room with one other roommate, but I think that when you kind of live in that community style living where you share the bathrooms with other people and you're all really close to each other, you end up almost being roommates with some of the other people that live on your floor. So I think that's really cool. I'm still really good friends with a lot of the girls that lived on my floor last year. And then I met another group of girls that I lived with at the Gables as well. So the Gables is one of our on-campus apartments, and we have like two on-campus apartment complexes. So we have the Gables and the Woodsides. The Woodsides is like the transfer community, but also like plenty of other students live there as well. And then in the on-campus apartments, you would have a kitchen, a living room, bedrooms, and bathrooms all included in there as well. And I think that's a really great option because you don't have to cover your lease during the summer and during the winter. So you can just go home and you're living with all UNH students as well. And there's still events that get put on. You have a campus assistant, so that they're usually like on the top and bottom floors of the building, at least for the Gables. So they're slightly less involved, but you still do have that like community of UNH feel, which is great. And then there's also a couple other options too for upperclassmen or like after your freshman year. We have different types of like suite style living. So there's kind of like 2 bedrooms with a bathroom in the middle, and you could end up in that in your freshman year as well, but it's more unlikely, I'd say. And then we have super suites too. So super suites would be like multiple bedrooms with kind of like a bathroom area and like a living area as well.
Yeah, like
things to add?
next or in the fall, me and 4 other people are actually living in the Mills, and Mills is actually the only suite that isn't available to first year students. So it's something to definitely look forward to. So we're living in a 5-person suite, which I think is a little bit cool because living with 5 people is kind of like an unusual number, but we still have the responsibility of taking care of our own bathrooms. So that's something I'm really excited about personally. And there's 3 rooms inside of the 5-person suite, but I do know like with the super suites, you can either be in like a single room in that area and a double room. So there still is like a lot of options within the suites as well. So if you don't want a roommate necessarily, you can discuss that with your roommates when you get there or when you're picking your housing arrangements, because it's totally possible to still live in a single room, but being in a community of other people in your little suite, which I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think it's also cool too that when you're living anywhere at UNH, you can still get a swipe plan to the dining hall. So even if even if you don't have a full dining plan, you can still get swipes and go to the dining hall whenever you want to.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we still have a little bit of time. So, do you want to talk about like you were just talking about the dining hall a little bit? Do you want to talk about Union Court and like different options for food with dining dollars around campus?
Yeah, definitely. So I think that dining dollars are one of the best parts of UNH. They're awesome. You can use them at so many different places to get so many different types of food. So dining dollars could be used at cafes and academic buildings. So like, for example, in the library, we have a cafe. They serve Starbucks coffee. They have sandwiches. They have like other foods to go and granola bars. So if you needed like a quick snack while studying, you could get that. And then there's also other cafes in academic buildings. So there's one in Paul College and a few of the other ones. Then we also do have Union Court, which is located in the Memorial Union Building, which, as we call it, the MUB. It's kind of our student center on campus. And that's like cafeteria style. So there's like a place that's like Mexican bowls, grain bowls, sushi, salads, burgers, and paninis and chicken tenders and all of that. So you could get that food there and you could bring it outside to eat. You could eat right outside. There's like a whole seating section outside of Union Court that you could eat in as well. And then we also have cafes that are open until really late at night, and those are in the bottom of 2 of our dining halls. So there's Wild Kitty, which is over by Stillings Dining Hall, and then there's Philly Cafe, which is in the bottom of Philbrook Dining Hall. So you can get, it's kind of like more convenience store style. So they have like a place where you can get food like fresh and everything, like salads or chicken tenders or different things like that. And then there's also like a convenience store there as well. So you can get drinks, you can get chips, you can get laundry detergent or a toothbrush if you forgot any of those things. And those would all be able to use dining dollars for.
Yeah. I think it's super useful having that because I know I was kind of panicking when I came in my first year because I didn't know if I was going to grab everything. And I was lucky to live right next to Stillings Dining Hall, which had the convenience store located in it. And just like when you pick your housing arrangements, I know we have UNH maps online. So if you want to be near a certain academic building, that is all up to you. I personally picked the oh my gosh, I can't remember what it's called, but like right next to Stoke and like Stillings and all that area, the Timbers, I'm pretty sure. And over there, I wanted to live there because I was right next to the gym, I was right next to the dining hall, and I was super close to Thompson Hall, which we call T Hall. So just a whole bunch of options and like preference of dining hall. You can definitely choose like where you want to live.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense too how campus is laid out. So we kind of have like 3 residential communities, and then each of them kind of surrounds their own dining hall. And you can go to whatever dining hall you want. Our menus are online for the next 10 days out for every dining hall. So you can plan around that, around the food, or just your location at that time, whatever's convenient for you. But we have like those like academic or the academic core and then the residential buildings all surround that. So I think that's a really easy way to kind of understand how our campus is laid out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you have, do you have anything else to add before we move on to Scott Hall?
We could show the lounge in this dorm.
Okay, perfect.
There's a little bit of summer cleaning going on in here, but it's basically how it would look during the year. So there's a nice like TV in here and lots of places to sit. There's beanbag chairs. There's a piano in here as well. A place to sit and eat with friends or just hang out down here, do homework. So there's a lounge usually on every floor of the residence halls.
Can you also show the kitchen? The kitchen should be, if you go up the hall to the left.
Yes.
So I know a lot of the residence halls, I'm not sure if it's all of them. All of the residence halls have communal kitchens. So I know for me personally, I would like to cook my meals sometimes instead of going to the dining hall. And luckily here it's an option. It is communal though, so you're gonna have to share, but a very nice feature to just have a stove and be able to bake sometimes. So this kitchen, yeah.
Oh, I can't hear anything anymore.
All right, well, we're just gonna move on to Scott, if you're all done.
Yes, all set.
All right, moving on to Aaron.
Hi guys, can you see and hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay, you guys just missed Thompson Hall bells too, so we're pretty lucky about that. So this is Scott Hall. So again, this is the traditional style dorm, so singles, doubles, triples. This is about 200 students, and it does have the communal bathrooms as well. So just to orient yourself around campus again, right over this hill over there is our Hamel Rec Center, which is our gym on campus. We have Congreve Hall, which is another one of our residential halls right there. This lawn over here, this is Scott Hall lawn, or everyone calls it the fishbowl. So this is a really big like hangout area for a lot of UNH students. So they do outdoor movies here. This is where U Day takes place during the fall semester, at the beginning of our fall semester. Right across Main Street is Thompson Hall. So that's when I said we just missed the Thompson Hall bell. So what I like to say on campus is a lot of students get kind of confused about how campus is laid out. And if you ever do get confused, always look for Thompson Hall or listen to Thompson Hall, because that is the center of our campus, and you really can't miss it. And then we do have Smith Hall right over here, which is home to admissions. Any questions about where we are oriented right now, Sabrina?
Doesn't look like we have any questions right now.
Okay, beautiful. So we are going to head on inside into Scott Hall, and I will show you another dorm. So Scott Hall is really nice because we do have like a little patio right in the front with tables where you could do homework, some Adirondack chairs. A lot of students like to show off their artwork, and we got a little T Hall Adirondack chair over here as well. Avery and I were just joking about how we wanted one of these when we're older for our house. Alrighty, so to get into Scott Hall, just like Sawyer, you do have to swipe in. Is it open? Oh, there we go. Okay. So entering Scott Hall, so right to my right is our lounge. So again, every single residence hall has either at least one lounge, multiple most of the time. So we do have tables, couches, another fireplace and piano, which is really cool. Portrait of Scott. I don't know his first name, but that's a little creepy to me. Not a huge fan of that. But and then right across the hall, we do have the RHD's office. So the resident hall director's office as well.
Cool.
And then if you want to follow me, right down this hall is our communal bathroom. So on each floor, there are communal bathrooms in a resident hall that does have the communal bathroom. So men's, women's, and gender inclusive bathrooms on each floor. We have our kitchen to my right here for this hall. A nice little table, fridge, oven, and usually the kitchens do come with like pots and pans and everything, so you don't really have to bring your own.
And that lock too is the same Roman numeral type lock. So just another
Gibbs, yeah. And this dorm room we are showing you is actually decorated, so you get to see a chance of looking into a decorated dorm room, which I think is really nice. So this is a typical double style layout for Scott Hall. So again, 2 dressers, 2 beds, 2 desks, 2 closets. These closets are actually really, really nice. They have the door that open up, lots of room in there. And then obviously we do have the microwave and mini fridge, like I said before, that I highly recommend bringing. And you can bring other furniture as well. So definitely the rug. I know Lauren was saying earlier that a lot of students loft their beds and put a hammock underneath, which adds a lot more space and like sitting areas for other, like your free friends and everything. The student decided to bring a record player, which is really awesome. A drying rack, which is also really, really helpful. So
yeah, cool. So do you want to talk about like move-in processes for first year students specifically?
Yeah, sure. So as a first year student, that's including freshmen and also transfer students. You have like move in earlier than all the upperclassmen and all the other returning students. So I'm pretty sure it's like a couple of days earlier. Those are our Wildcat welcome days for you guys. So that takes place, and it's just like the transfer students and the freshmen on campus at that time. And they throw a bunch of different events for you guys. So like I was saying, the outdoor movie night earlier, that was part of Wildcat welcome days. We have something called Jukebox in the student center during then, and like all the clubs sign up. There's a lot of activities. Like I know for my jukebox, they had like a license plate maker. So it had like our little Wildcat symbol, and then you can like write whatever you wanted on the license plate, which is pretty cool. They have live music, which is awesome. They threw a carnival for us on the Fishbowl and Scott Hall lawn. So a bunch of carnival games. There was like bouncy castles and everything. So those are our Wildcat welcome days.
So definitely opportunities to meet a lot of first year students and transfer students, because
yes,
I know
definitely.
For me personally, I came to UNH last year and I was a first year student, and it was during COVID. So I was a little bit worried about meeting people already coming to school. I'm already a little bit of like nervous about meeting new friends, but because of the Wildcat days and because I got to move in before the upperclassmen, I felt like I had a group of people that I could go to and talk about my first day with. And even if you don't stay friends with them, it's still somebody that you can get dinner with for the first week.
Yes.
And that way you just don't feel as alone. So I'm really glad that UNH put those on. I know also first semester of last year, they put on a bonfire, and I actually met one of my closest friends now that I'm rooming with next year. So it's just a really great place to meet people and just a great time. Like I had so much fun doing all that.
Yeah.
Honestly, as a first year student, it can be incredibly nerve wracking. But what I like to say is that you have to get comfortable with the idea of being uncomfortable. And Wildcat Welcome Days, like that definitely helps with that because it is an uncomfortable experience. But UNH tries definitely their hardest to make it as fun as possible for the first year students. And it is like absolutely a blast. And I think every like UNH student can attest to that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If can you show us the laundry rooms now, please?
Yes, I was just about to. So here, so laundry, Lauren was talking about dining dollars before. Here we have something called Catch Cash. So that's kind of like your own little debit card that you put your own money onto, and that is used for laundry and printing. That's not the laundry. Sorry, Avery was trying to tell me that. That is our bike storage. So usually residents also have like the resident halls also have like bike storage that you can put your bikes in, which is really nice. I've never like I'm rarely in this hall, so not like very confused about. There we go, found it. Okay, my bad. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay, so laundry, you do have to pay for laundry here, but you can like check your Catch Cash balance like on your phone on our My UNH mobile app, and our My UNH mobile app also helps with a lot of different things. So to like do laundry, so you just take your student ID, you can either tap it or tap the screen, select the washer, and then you type your that one, and then you usually either swipe your card, tap your card, and it will take the money from your Catch Cash, and you're able to start your load of laundry. You do that for dryers as well. So select dryer, same thing.
I know also on the UNH app, if you're worried about not getting your laundry on time, there's actually an app where you can set a timer, like on the app, you can set a timer on the washer. So it'll like tell you when it's done, and then you just go downstairs, because you do have to be conscious of other people using the machine, since it's just proportional
It's
to
a
how
shared
many
space, yeah.
like in the dorm. So this one, because it's a smaller one, there's going to be 3 washers and 3 dryers, but compared to Williamson, like we saw earlier, there's going to be more washers and dryers, but that also means that there's more students. So for me, laundry was like, I had to be there and I had to take it out and put it in the dryer, and it does teach you a lot of responsibility for sure.
It does. And I was the type of student where I would be like, so what I did and what I recommend to other students is that like once you start your load of laundry, set a timer on your phone, like an alarm. And then once it's done, like your alarm goes off. And I was the type of student that would get like paranoid about it. Not a lot of students, like there are obviously some students that will like take it out of the washer for you if the laundry room is busy that day. But like I was the type of student that would really like be there when my alarm went off to get my laundry out.
Yeah, same. Okay, well, I think that's all. Do you have anything else to add about like laundry, the bathroom situation at all?
So the bathrooms, so for communal bathrooms, our bathrooms this is one of our bathrooms. This is the women's bathroom. Our men's bathroom is down the hall that way. For bathrooms, a lot of students are worried about like how like it's communal, how dirty does it get? Our bathrooms get cleaned at least once a day. I know in Sawyer for us it got cleaned sometimes like multiple times a day. Our housekeeper like was really on it, and I have never had an issue with a dirty communal bathroom. Like it was fairly clean all the time. And then obviously the bathrooms are proportional again, just like laundry, to the size of the building. So in this bathroom, there are 3 stalls, 3 showers, and 3 sinks. And obviously it's communal. So all the women on this hall will share the women's bathroom. All the men on this hall will share the men's bathroom.
Also, like, I know a lot of people, I was personally worried about how often they'd get cleaned during COVID. They cleaned it a lot more during COVID. And also there's a number that you can call if it's messy or dirty. There's a number that you can call to get that cleaned up if you're uncomfortable with cleaning it up. And also there are gender inclusive bathrooms in every single residence hall as well. So that's something to think about. And also, I know for me personally, I don't mind living in a co-ed dorm. Well, all the dorms are co-ed, but the floors could be co-ed versus each floor having a different gender on it. So I know for me personally, I didn't mind living next to my guy RA because I just don't mind. But I know in Williamson and Christensen, each floor alternates. So if that's something that you want to look into as well, we do have that option. Anything to
Any
add?
questions? I'm all set. There are no questions in the chat, Sabrina.
There are no questions in the chat.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, thank you for joining us with Scott, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, so if there are no questions, we can wrap this up. Thank you so much to Erin, Noah, Avery, and Lauren for doing that tour of all those residence halls. If you do have any questions though, please reach out to us at admissions.unh.edu. We would be happy to answer your questions. We're also doing in-person campus tours, and they're open to everybody. So if you want to join us and look at more buildings, like academic buildings, we would be happy to have you. This is also going to be posted, so if you want to go back and look at anything that we just talked about,